What's going on, guys? Your boy Fluff here. Today, we're bringing you an updated guide for Volcano Barb in 2.4.1. It's our favorite build, obviously, but we got some good changes in 2.4.1. Most importantly, Skull Grasp has been changed to be multiplicative damage, and since we're whirlwinding in our Volcano spec, it's a great change for us. The whirlwind build that I just posted is probably going to be the top T10 build, followed very closely by IK6R4, and then again followed very closely by Volcano Barb. And we'll make a video on that later of what I found in my aggregate data of what runs the fastest for T10. And this is at the top, guys. This is not just some fluff build. This is a very viable T10 build, and it's our personal favorite because it looks cool as shit. So let's get into it. Nothing's really changed here as far as gear and skills. We're still going for a high CDR, so we want our gloves, shoulders, helmet. On our weapon, even I don't have it on my weapon myself, but that's what we want, and we want the dream rolls on our Wailing Host in Litany of the Undaunted. They did change Bane of the Powerful, so it's even better in this build now. So we're using Bane of the Powerful, Taiguk, and Trap, which has not changed. That's exactly what we were using before. You can make an argument for Wreath of Lightning now that this build does more damage, but we didn't really find that the movement speed gave us that much. We found that movement speed, like additional like 15-20% here and there, other than some of our basic like Chalaknik's Chain, Sprint, just a little bonuses on top of that, weren't really adding that much to our clear times. So we went with strictly damage, and this is the highest damage setup by far for Volcano Barb. Nothing changes in the cube except we used to run Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac, and now we run Skull Grasp for that additional whirlwind damage. Again, Skull Grasp is now multiplicative damage, so it's very good, especially in a lawn setup. I think we kind of changed our mind about some passives here too. These are the best four: Ruthless, Earth and Might, Berserker Rage, and Rampage. Right now I'm wearing a Hellfire with Bloodthirst on it. So unnecessary for T10, but this is the only ancient Hellfire I have. And like I said before, the two best necklaces for this build would be either a fire immunity necklace, ancient, so that you can stand the explosions. Again, we can't survive. We can survive everything that T10 can throw at us besides the molten explosions. You can't stand in like 2 or 3. That will kill you. But it's a whirlwind build, so mobility is high. You shouldn't be standing in it anyways. But if you had that fire immunity, you wouldn't have to worry about a thing. Or a Hellfire necklace, and I think what we'd want as a 5th passive would be Pound of Flesh, just for that additional movement speed. Nothing else really benefits us all that much. You could do nerves, I guess, but it doesn't really matter. And it is T10, guys. But just to show you guys how much more powerful we are now, we're just going to do a quick rift. Again, we're not going to like set up oh, this is my best clear at 1:45 seconds, whatever. We're just going to go into one, jump into it real quick. We obviously want an elite pack right at the start if possible. Looks like we didn't get it, of course, but not too far off. Sorry, and then bam, as soon as we get that first mob elite kill, we proc our Ingam, and then we just go crazy with our volcanoes, which is great. That's why we love this build. Of course, we're not getting any more elites. Classic YouTube video. Alright, see if we can find more. Getting an elite starved rift here. We did get a minute 30-second clear with this build earlier today. It was an outdoor zone, of course. But yeah, very good build. We like it. Alright, boom. Waller's kind of messing us up. We'd love to push more movement speed out of this. but we can't really drop anything. We can't get those bracers or Zachian because we'd have to drop Chelaknic's Chain in the cube, and we don't want to do that. Chelaknic's Chain is constant movement speed, whereas the Warzachian arm guards are kind of a temporary buff. You want to kill these guys because they do give us the juice. Might want to mute yourself for this build. God, I am so good at picking dead ends right now. Mute yourself for this build because your guy just screams the whole time, which is kind of funny. That's how the build kind of came to be. A friend of mine came over and said, you should just make a build where you just shout the whole time. And that's where this came into play. So a big shout out to my buddy Sunshine for helping me create this guy. It's even better in 2.4.1, which is awesome. This is our favorite. The only thing that kind of sucks, it is a lawn build, so you know it's going to be pretty mid-season before you can actually run it for T10. But you know, at that point, you're kind of wanting some change, anyways. So it's good. It'll be good in that mid-season where you're kind of getting burned out on maybe Whirlwind or Raycore, IK6R4. You need a nice change of pace. That's exactly what this is. Is that enough globes to spawn? No, it is not. We're like half an inch short here. But yeah, not the best Rift, but good enough. Spawn the Guardian here. Just kind of melts the Guardian. But that's it, guys. Big upgrades. Still love this build. This is our personal favorite T10 build. But the new Whirlwind is still really good. As well as Ice K6 R4, and there's also a kind of an R4 hybrid setup. It's also very good. But we'll post a video on that later. But as always, guys, like, subscribe, come over to Twitch, ask your questions, have some fun. Peace out.